All right. Hello again, students. Let's get to part 2 of the perpendicular and parallel lines lesson. Again, just want to emphasize, please go onto Canvas. I'm slowly updating it. It's just taking a while to get everything figured out. But please go onto Canvas. We're on online school week 1. You can start with the learning activity, and that'll be it, right? And then we got some more lessons later in the week. Okay, let's get started with this. So also you'll need 2 things. Please get a piece of paper for notes and a calculator. I'm gonna use my Wabbit Emu. I'll just turn that on right now just in case. Okay. It's gonna take a while to kick. That's fine. Okay. All right, so let's get started with the do now, okay? So looking at this one, we're gonna do the same thing as the last part of the wrap up. We got what is the slope that is parallel perpendicular to the given slope of number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? Again, we need to find the slope for those and then find what's parallel and perpendicular. So let's look at number 1. I can see that over here we have y equals mx plus b form, so I can say my slope is equal to 1. So then my parallel line, remember parallel line is when you have the same slope, that's equal to 1, okay? M is equal to 1 there. If it's perpendicular though, we're gonna take the opposite of 1. Opposite of 1 is, since that's positive, is negative. And then we're gonna do reciprocal. Remember, we take the numerator and denominator and flip it over, right? So this is 1 over 1, we're gonna say it's minus 1, okay? Number 2, our slope there is negative 3. Again, perpendicular, opposite of that is positive. That's negative 3 over 1. We have positive 1 over 3, okay? Again, I know I'm going quick. This is just supposed to be a review. It's a warm-up, right, just to get you going and get your brain going with this, right? So number 3, we can see our slope is 2 over 7. You should see that this is in y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1 point slope form, right? Because this point slope form, you should see your slope is at 2 over 7. Now to make it perpendicular, we take the opposite of that, which is negative, and we take the reciprocal, which is 7 over 2, okay? All right, those are easy. Now we gotta go to number 4. Number 4 is a little bit tricky though, right? We have to do the definition of our slope, x1 minus y1, or the slope is equal to y2 minus y1, and then over x2 minus x1, right? Sorry, multitasking is rough. Okay, I can do that real quick. So my slope is going to be 200 minus 0 all over 3 minus 3. Okay, I simplify that. That's 200 over 0. So remember, when we divide by 0, is that 0 slope? It is not 0 slope, okay? Remember, we got your positive slope, you got your negative slope. This is your no slope, okay? No slope is when you're dividing by 0. So no slope is vertical. If I was trying to find the perpendicular, we got our no slope, and then we got our 0 slope. 0 slope is when it's horizontal, okay? So what's perpendicular to the parallel or to the slope of number 4? That would be your perpendicular, which is your 0 slope, right? Or you can see that we could do the opposite, which could be negative, and then reciprocal is 0 over 200, which just translates as 0. Okay, class? Okay, last one, number 5. We'll just do the same thing there. We go 24 minus 3, 7 minus negative 2. And now we got 21 over positive 9, right? That minus minus makes a plus. So if I was to take the perpendicular line of that, its slope is going to be the opposite, which is negative, and then 9 over 21, okay? Again, we're just doing this to practice, to get our slope down, and then we'll start creating more equations to this and understanding that, okay? Again, you're more than welcome to skip through this video as best you can. If you feel like you need that step-by-step, go ahead and take some notes. Heck, I think you could speed up this video too if you wanted to, all right? Again, this is part 2 of slope of parallel and perpendicular lines. You'll be doing the same thing as last time, being able to determine if something's parallel, perpendicular, or neither, and creating an equation for a parallel or perpendicular line, okay? So let's just take a look at this. I just want to see if it's parallel, perpendicular, or neither, right? Quick review again. Remember, parallel means our slopes are the same, so I can move it any way I want, but you see the line, they're just parallel to each other, right? The slopes are going to be the same. Perpendicular is when you have that intersection, just like driving, right? When you're driving and crossing a crosswalk or intersection. And then neither is going to be, when the slopes and the perpendiculars aren't the same and you have that, crazy thing going on, like my crazy hands right now. Okay, so let's look at these. So if I have line J and I have line K, we know that's passing through whatever line. Doesn't really matter though, but what I care about right now is the slopes, okay? So in red, let's do line J together. So if I was to find the slope there, I have my x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, my m is going to equal 0 minus -4 all over 10 minus 5. Okay, if I simplify that, that's 4 over +5. Okay, that's easy enough, right? Do the same thing with the other one. Line K, whoops, not link. My mind's boggling. Line K, we have x1, y1, x2, y2. That's going to be 1 minus -3 all over 10 minus 5, okay? You simplify that, you get 1 plus 3 over 5, which is just 4 over 5. That's a 9, that's a 4. Okay, so now I got my two slopes, 4 over 5 and 4 over 5. Okay, if I compare those two left and right, if I compare those two right by each other, we can see that they look the same. So therefore, these two are perpendicular, okay? We can write this as line J is perpendicular to line K. All right. So now let's look at another one. So now we're going to do the same thing, but now we're just going to look each one of these A, B, C, D, and we're going to compare each one of them and see which one is perpendicular. Again, I just care about my slope. So I'm going to do the same thing as before, but except just solve each equation, right? Usually you want things into y equals mx plus b, right? Y equals mx plus b will give you that slope easy. So looking at A, I get y by itself. So let's just subtract 2x to both sides. So I got -3y. Let me just make space. Minus 2x minus 12. Remember, I have to divide. Okay, so now you got y is equal to the negative divided by negative is a positive, 2 over 3x, plus -12 divided by -3 is positive as well, plus 4. So I can see my slope is equal to 2 over 3. Okay, I'll do this one in blue. Oh, that's easy. My slope here is 3, right? That y equals mx plus b, right? That's why we understand it there. Helps us understand the geometry of it. Again, C is actually not too bad. I have y alone, so I'm just going to take away 3x to both sides. So y equals -3x plus 8. My slope now is -3. And then this one will take maybe 2 steps. I gotta get y alone for letter D. So we got 4y equals -6x plus 1. Last thing is divide. Y is equal to -6 over 4x plus 1/4, right? So I can simplify that. It's -6 over 4. That can be simplified into -3 over 2, right? Okay, and then I care about my slope, so I can look at the slope, -3 over 2. All right, so looking at each one of those, which one looks perpendicular to each other? Again, perpendicular is when you have an opposite and you have a reciprocal, where the reciprocal, you have the numerator, denominator, they switch sides, and you have it either positive or negative or the opposite sign, right? So if I was just to look at letter A, I have the slope as 2 over 3. Well, looking at the opposite, if I was trying to find its opposite reciprocal, I know that would probably be a negative. Let's see, if I was trying to find perpendicular, it has to be negative, and then those two up top and bottom switch, so 3 over 2. Which one looks like it? Well, it looks like letter D, right? So we can say A is perpendicular to D, okay? Look at number B and C. Those do have the same number, and they're opposites from each other, but they're not perpendicular because, why? Because, well, they're not reciprocals to each other, right? So this is the only one that's perpendicular, all right? All right, let's keep going. Go ahead and try this one. Pause the video, you know the drill. See if you can do it yourself. Hopefully you can. And go ahead. All right, should be paused by now. But I'm going to do the same thing here. All I care about is the slopes. So for line M, not line M, let me just say x1, y1, x2, y2. My slope is 3 minus 6 over 1 minus 2. That's negative 3 over negative 1, which is just positive 3, right? Do the same thing there. Line N, slope is 22 minus 10 over 4 minus 0. Well, that's just going to be 12 over 4, which is also 3. Okay, so the slopes are the same, so therefore we can say line M is parallel to line N, okay? Y'all got this. Let's see. Here's another one. Pause right now. Did you pause? Probably didn't. Anyways, let's see. Do line R. My slope is 70 minus 7 over 10 minus 1. 63 over 9. That looks like that's 7, right? I'll do this one in blue. Line S. That is going to be negative 10 minus 9 all over 3 minus 4, right? Well, that's negative 10 plus 9 all over 3 plus 7, right? That gives me negative 1 over 10. Nope, I'm going crazy. That's 3 plus 4. That's negative 1 over 7, right? Okay, compare those two. 7 and negative 1 over 7, right? So it's not the same, so it's not parallel, but we do see that they're opposite signs and they are reciprocal to each other. So that means they're perpendicular, all right, class? So we got line R is perpendicular to line S. All right, that's your answer. Okay, hopefully you can write better than me. Looking at this last bit, I think there's 3 more problems left. I want to now use point slope form, okay? I need you to understand this point slope form. Go ahead and write this down, right? Be comfortable with this. We've done this before, but again, with point slope form, we need 2 things. We need a point and we need a slope, okay? So if I give you the example of, I'm trying to find a line that passes through the point 6 comma negative 2, we gotta find a line that's parallel to y equals 1/2 x plus 4, okay? Remember, the word is parallel. If it's parallel, that means the same slope, right? It looks like it's going this way if I was to copy that graph on this video, right? It's going this way. The same slope. So the same slope, I already have that slope, which is 1/2. Okay, does everybody see that? M equals 1/2. And I also have my point, right? I have my x1 and y1 here. Well, this is going to be easy, okay? Again, there's 2 ways to do this. I think the best way, you can graph it if you wanted to, but I'm just going to go straight up with the algebra and use my point slope equation. So it's y minus y1 equals my m times x minus 6, right? Go ahead and simplify that. So you got y plus 2 equals, remember what we got to do? Distribute. Good job. We got 1/2 x minus 1/2 times 6. That's half of 6, which is 3. And now it's just one more step. You feel good about it? You sure? Okay. Y equals 1/2 x minus 5. All right, so that is going to be my equation that makes a line parallel to the line 1/2 x plus 4. And it also passes through 6 comma negative 2, okay? That's why we use point slope forms, to see if it's parallel or perpendicular, right? Okay, next one. Oh, there's the answer for you. Is that what I got? Yep. Okay, let's try one more. This time it's going to be perpendicular. Looks like I'm not giving you a graph, so we got to graph that first, okay? So let's just assume already this is x1, y1. That's 3 comma 2. And again, I understand you probably have to draw your own graph and everything, or some of you won't, which is fine, but make sure you're understanding this and be able to practice it again, right? So there's your first point. I'm going to use green for my line, and I need to make it perpendicular. We'll talk about that in a bit. Let's do this first. So again, y equals mx plus b. I begin at 1, or at negative 1. My slope is up 3. 1, 2, 3 over 1, okay? So I'm going to use my ruler. All right, let's do that. Okay, so I want to make something that's perpendicular. If it's perpendicular, what's going to happen to the slope? What's that? I'm just kidding. It's going to be, right, creates a 90-degree angle. It's going to make an intersection, right? So I know that the slope is going to be the opposite and reciprocal of it, okay? So if my slope is 3 over 1, my new slope, m, is going to equal negative 1 over 3, right? So now I got my point, I got my slope. Throw that in there. You're good to go. You get negative 1 over 3, parentheses, x minus 3. Remember to distribute, the most important thing out there. Everybody forgets it. Y minus 2 equals negative 1 over 3x minus, what's a negative 1/3 times negative 3? That should be a positive, right? Okay, we're almost done. Plus 2 to both sides. So y equals negative 1 over 3x plus 3. That is your equation, okay? That's the line that passes through 3, 2 and has the perpendicular slope. Let me go ahead and graph that on here just so you can see that exactly, right? So we go 1, 2, 3. Slope is down 1 over 3. Look at that. I was pretty good with that. Good estimation. All right. There you go. Okay, sound good? Okay, there's your answer. Go ahead and try this video. Again, we got 2 more examples. Okay, we're almost done. You got this. Pause. Go ahead and pause it. Did you pause it? Liar, you didn't. All right, same thing. So I'm pretty confident I can just solve this, right? Unless we can graph this, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. So let's just say that's x1, y1. If it's parallel, that means we need the same what? Same slope. So m needs to be negative 3, right? So now I got y minus 2 equals negative 3, x minus 3. Don't forget to distribute. So y minus 2 equals negative 3x plus 9. Add those 2's. All right, negative 3x plus 11. That's what you should have. Okay, is that the answer? What? Didn't get the same answer. What did I do? So you have that slope. Oh, wait. No, I think I'm right. Negative times negative is positive. I must have copied and pasted wrong, but that's fine. That for sure looks like the correct answer. I don't see anything else going on there, but that's fine. So your answer for this one, right, the parallel line that passes through 3, 2 should be y equals negative 3x plus 11. Sound good? I don't know where 1/2 came from. Doesn't make sense. All right, try this next one. Give me a perpendicular line. Did you do it? All right. So same thing. We have a slope and we have a point. What's my slope? That's right, it's negative 2x, or negative 2, right? If I want something perpendicular, I'm gonna do some blue now. My slope needs to be a positive because we have a negative 2. And if, let's say this is negative 2 over 1, right? So it needs to be positive and then the reciprocal. So my slope should have 1/2 in it. Okay, so put that in your equation. Y minus negative 2 equals 1/2 x minus 4. All right. Okay, so if I simplify that, I get y plus 2 equals, distributed that, minus 2. Okay, subtract 2 to both sides. You get y equals 1/2 x minus 4. Does that sound about right? Double checking, I think we're good. Okay, awesome. That is my answer. Is it right? What? That's right. I just typed that in wrong. I'm sorry. My bad. This is your slope, okay? Or that's your equation that you need. Again, putting it into point slope form, we simplify that. And then we subtract both sides. We're good. All right. Anyway, so what did we learn today? What did we learning today? Instead, what did we learn today? We learned that we can identify two lines that are parallel, perpendicular, neither, and we can make the equations of a parallel and perpendicular line, okay? So that's it for today's lesson. Again, I would like you to remember to please comment in the discussion. Give me a question or a comment, just something you learned. 1 or 2 sentences is fine, just so you can get that credit. Makes me feel good that you actually looked through this video. And what do we work on today? You should work on your learning activity on Canvas. Remember, retakes, you need to sign up. If you don't sign up, then you will not be able to retake, okay? That will be on Canvas conferences, right? That'll be Thursday, Friday. And this week I'm going to stream live on YouTube. Gives me just trying it out. I just want to see how it works, and maybe we'll have a good time. Maybe it'll crash and burn. But let's just do it, right? That's what we're all about. Switch things up, make things new, and have fun, have a good time with it, right? All right, students, good luck. Congratulations on your first day of online learning. I hope we'll just keep going. Maybe I'll grow my beard out, right? I don't know. It's kind of gross. Okay.